right, good Monday evening, everybody. Today is the first day of December. Means a couple of things. First, it's the first day of climatological winter because the winter months are December, January, and February. Now, the winter solstice is going to come later in the month on the 21st. It's also the first day that we are not in hurricane season in the past 6 months. Hurricane season in the Atlantic Basin ended the last day of November. So let's just give a little wrap up of the season this year. It wasn't really a horrible year. The average number of storms we get in an Atlantic hurricane season is about 14. About half of those become hurricanes and about half of those become major hurricanes. The prediction for this year was to have a normal to a little bit above average season, but what actually happened was we had kind of an average season. We had 13 named storms this year. 5 of those became hurricanes, so we were down on the hurricanes, but 4 out of those 5 actually became major hurricanes. So here's a look at the names that we had this year. Now, here's one interesting fact. This was the first time that we have not had a landfalling hurricane in the United States since 2015. It's been about a decade since that happened. But now, we did have a storm that made landfall, but it was a tropical storm, and that was Chantal, which hit South Carolina early in the season. Other than that, all the hurricanes missed the U.S., and it was a good thing they did because, remember, as I said, 4 out of the 5 hurricanes were major hurricanes. Erin was a Cat 5, Gabrielle was a Cat 4, Umberto was a Cat 5, and Melissa, the strongest hurricane of the season and one of the strongest hurricanes we have ever seen in the Atlantic Ocean. It missed the U.S., but of course we know it hit Jamaica and Cuba and the Bahamas. And that name is likely going to get retired. So we did not make it to Nestor, and we did not use the last 7 names on the list, but this list will be reused in 6 years, in 2031. So these names will have a chance to be used then. The exception, of course, is going to be Melissa. I'm certainly going to retire that name. I don't know if they'll retire any of the other names. I don't think any of those other major hurricanes really hit anything. Most of those storms stayed out to sea. So likely, I think Melissa is probably going to be the only storm that gets retired from the 2025 season. All right, so that's a wrap up of hurricane season. That's done. We don't have to worry about that until next year. Now we got to worry about winter weather. Not so much of a worry this week. It's just going to be cold and wet. No threat of severe weather, no threat of icy, wintry weather, just going to be kind of nasty. So we have a low pressure, which is to the southeast of us now. It's kind of wrapping up right around Mobile Bay and Pensacola. That storm is going to develop and move up the eastern seaboard. So we're going to see some rain and cloud cover during the overnight hours. Temperatures have been in the upper 40s to low 50s most of the day. Now temperatures are beginning to drop. Last hour we were at 49. Now we're at 45. The front is coming through. Winds are picking up from the northwest. Notice 10 miles per hour, but they could blow even stronger tomorrow morning and during the day tomorrow at about 15 miles per hour. So that's going to bring our temperatures down. So the rain wrapping up. I think shortly after midnight we're going to be done with it right here in the metro. Although if you're going to be out and about in the next hour or two, the roads are still going to be wet, and we're still going to see rain on the windshield. You have to use the windshield wipers. It's a little bit more consistent to the east of us, east of I-59 in the Pine Belt, but of course all that's moving quickly over into Alabama. So by tomorrow morning, the rain's going to be over. That'll be done, but it's still going to be overcast, and it's going to be cold in the morning. Remember, a brisk north wind and temperatures in the mid-30s. So wind chills are going to be in the mid-20s in the morning, and then Tuesday we are going to see decreasing clouds, which means we're going to get sun back in the afternoon, but thanks to that north wind at 10 to 15 miles per hour, it's going to be even cooler than today. Today's high was 50. Tomorrow we're looking at about 46, 47 for a high. Now we're going to pop back into the 50s starting Wednesday, and we'll stay there for the rest of the week, but even that is a little bit below average for the first week of December. Average highs are generally in the low 60s. So we're running about 10 degrees or so below the norm. Most mornings we are going to stay above freezing. The exception is going to be Wednesday morning. So Tuesday night's going to be clear. Temperatures are going to drop below freezing Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. So if you put your plants outside to get some of this good rain, you got to bring them back in Tuesday night, or they're going to be frozen Wednesday morning. Either bring them in or cover them up. After that, you can put them back out because they are going to get another good rain at the end of this week as the next system moves in. So tonight's storm, again, moving up the eastern seaboard, high pressure comes in, clouds decrease during the day tomorrow. Wednesday's going to be a nice day, actually a little bit warmer. We're going to keep it mostly sunny, but then Wednesday night, clouds will be increasing, and the next rain is going to come in from the southwest. I think any chance of thunderstorms and heavy rain is going to stay down to the south of us. Highway 84 and points south. The farther north you go, the lighter the rain is going to be, the less of a chance of rain you're going to get, and the colder also it's going to be. But no, there is just going to be rain in the forecast for Thursday through Friday. I think that's going to end early Saturday morning. So through the end of the week, we're going to pick up, mostly with the next storm coming in, another ½ inch to an inch of rain on average. So tonight, 100% that we're going to get rain. I mean, it's raining out there right now. Temperature is going to be at 35 in the morning. Now, these are not going to overlap. It's not going to be 35 and raining. The rain's going to wrap up, and then we drop to 35. So there's no risk of any kind of frozen stuff whatsoever. Tomorrow, we are going to see temperatures only warm into the mid to upper 40s, even with sun coming back in the afternoon. Winds are going to be pretty strong tomorrow from the north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday's going to be a decent day. Of course, it is going to be freezing in the morning at 29, but a decent warm-up back up to 57. And then that next rain comes in. The cloud cover is going to rush in Wednesday night. The rain gets here Thursday. It'll stick with us Thursday night, Friday, wrapping up early Saturday. And with the rain and the cloud cover, you don't get a very big difference between the morning low and the afternoon high. So we're likely going to get stuck mostly in the 40s while it's raining Thursday and Friday. Now, we've got about a 10-degree spread, 8 to 10 degree spread in the temperature both days, but honestly, there's a very good chance, especially if you live south of us, where the rain's going to be heavier and it's going to be consistent for more of the day, that we could maybe stay at about 48 degrees and just stay there all day long. It could be one of those kind of days where the temperature doesn't move at all and it's just a cold rain all day long. So yeah, not a pretty picture. It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be great Thursday, Friday. But the good news is we are going to wrap this up, I think, by the time the weekend gets here. And Sunday's actually looking to be a pretty good day. Mostly sunny with a high of 61. It's December. This is the way the weather is going to be this time of the year. We sometimes do get temperatures to climb into the 70s and 80s in December, but mostly it's going to be like this. And I really don't see anything that's going to change it anytime soon. All right, that's your forecast update for tonight. Meteorologist Megan Hanna is going to be here first thing tomorrow morning with your next update. So have a good one.